class of material where interface and interface between reinforcing phase and matrix play crucial role. So this lecture we will talk about interface, and defect. Okay. So then we will get a full range of picture of composite materials. So what's different? What's the definition of interface and interface? Interface is a transition zone between reinforcement and matrix. That means its property, its material or mechanical property is not the same as matrix or not the same as fiber, as a third one. So the property differ from bulk material. Bulk materials means of reinforcement or the matrix. This region may have distinct mechanical, chemical, physical properties to chemical bonding, physical adhesion, or other interaction. So sometimes unintentionally, that kind of interface can be detected after manufacture. In the case to get precise evaluation of mechanical behavior of composite material after the manufacturing, you should consider interface together. In the case of that interface, you have no idea about mechanical property or material property. In order to know what the interface material is, you need to investigate. So, you must pick the specimen out of composite, and you need a microscopic study to know the properties. Otherwise, you cannot get the precise understanding about your composite material after manufactured, right? But interface is very physical. This is kind of chemical one, but this is just a physical one. That means direct zone. Okay? The interface is boundary between reinforcement and matrix, and where two materials meet and interact. So this region where stress transfer occur between reinforcement and matrix. So this interface is what we expect. This is the one example of those model. This is a CFRP composite. This is carbon fiber picture, and this first here, so you can see the interface. This is interface, but interface. This is red one is interface, and the sky blue is interface. So it means that this is the physically the bonding area. But this interface is chemically differently formed zone or intentionally formed zone. It doesn't matter. Anyway, there can be interface at all. So interface effect is its stress transfer efficiency can be investigated. So in your model, interface must play role to predict the load transfer. The strength of interface indicates how effectively stress is transferred from matrix to fiber. And the weak interface can lead to fiber pull-out or delamination. That means this interface is not perfect bonding. It's not perfect one. So sometimes in CMC, intentionally that interface is not bonded. There's no bonding. But rather than we just try to make that interface as a compressive context zone. That compressive context zone means if this is fiber and this is matrix. If matrix is weak hold, then if there is a load, then it can be proud. Okay, this proud. But if there is no bond at all, so there is no need to break any interface strength because there is nothing bonded. But just contact and hold, grip hold fast. In the case, it is very difficult to proud, right? Because in the case, because this matrix and the fiber, there is pressure. That means if you pull out, then pressure must overcome friction. There should be friction coefficient between fiber and the matrix. Okay? So that friction must be overcome, before it's pulled out. Right? So this mechanism is intentionally used to improve CMC toughness. So a weak interface means if there is external load, the interface crack can created, and then after interface broken, there is two cases. One is freely pulled out, or it is difficult to pull out because in the case it must be overcome out of friction force. Okay? So that kind of some issue is there. And the adhesion mechanism, interface reliant chemical bonding, mechanical interlocking. So friction hold, I mean it was compressive friction holding, mechanical interlocking. Or some morphology can be used as a lock. The Van der Waals force for adhesion. Those kind of adhesion mechanism can be considered variously. And the crack propagation. There's a crack propagation between fiber and matrix. If the bond is broken, in the case that partially broken bond can be propagated. That crack propagation interface acts as a barrier of facilitator of crack propagation. The weak interface may lead to debonding. Strong interface can result to brittle fracture. So the too strong bonding is not good because in the case of fiber cannot be pulled out. It's just broken. So its overall toughness will be low. That means that CMC has no good property, to be used in real product, because it is just similar to the ordinary monolithic ceramic in the case. So that interface bonding should be between somewhere weak and strong, between somewhere. It can be designed, and its level can be controlled by your manufacturing process, especially its heat level process. So you can, because heat level means 300 degree, 500 degree, 1000 degree. During the process, the thermal expansion coefficient will be different. That means it will make a different dimension change inside, right? So that can make compressive or residual stress after manufactured, or tensile stress, residual stress can be made. Whatever stress, residual stress can be formed by choosing temperature control in manufacture. So some kind of the precise heat treatment plan is needed in the manufacturing. It's one of key the parameter to be considered. And the thermal expansion mismatch is difference in thermal expansion mismatch. So coefficients between fiber matrix cause residual stress at the interface. So affecting durability and thermal cycling performance. This is what I said. So the better CNC or better composite, maybe it can be influenced by this one. If some separate companies, so they are using the same constituent to make the same composite. So same fiber, same matrix. But if they apply different heat treatment, then the final product will be totally different. So that means how the test must be done, not theoretical way only. But if you can make a good mechanical model, in that case you can reduce number of trial and errors. You can get very close to optimal condition. And then precise tuning must be done by experiment. There's no other way. So development of optimal process in manufacturing composites is expensive. So that means it is the key to the shared market. So every the competing companies, they know what kind of fiber they are using, what kind of matrix they are using, because if it is easily quote from the final product, but the same interface or interface condition cannot be made. Not just the heat treatment. Sometimes a company make the chemical coating on the same fiber. So that chemical coating is not found after final product. Because during heat treatment, that chemical coating will be changed. But it can make some desirable interface or interface condition. So it will make a very superb performance of that composite material. So repeatedly, I can say most important thing is how to know the optimal manufacturing process. The choose constituent is not so critical because it can be copied. But the manufacturing process, it cannot be copied. So the composite material industry, they are unwilling to provide the tooling inside the manufacturing line. They don't want to show if they have something. Because if the visitor is a specialist, then after touring the line, manufacturing line, they will catch it easily. What is the secret of this company's manufacturing steps? So manufacturing, you cannot find any documentation. Just the overall manufacturing stuff can be shared. That's the most important, I guess, in composite material industry. And the interface effect. Interface is a stress gradient. That means interfaces between the interface and matrix. So that means if there is no interface, then matrix and fiber, that's stress distribution will be just continuous. Right? That means that kind of stress or strain gap can be possible. But if there is interface between them, that means it is kind of a buffer area between two. So if there is any gap of stress or strain, then it can be relaxed through the interface. So that is important. That interface is how thick is it? The fiber is just 5 to 10 micron. Then how about the interface? It's less than 1 micron. It's less than 1 micron. So hardly know. But that very thin area, thin thickness can play great role of composite material performance. So very, very important. So a stress gradient is one overall. Yes, interface distributes stress more evenly around the fiber, reducing likelihood of local failure at the fiber end. That means it is a kind of suspension. So suspension of automobile. And the interface effect is its altered mechanical properties. So property of interface, stiffness, toughness differ from bulk matrix due to curing agent, fiber sizing, chemical reaction during composite fabrication, and the moisture and the chemical resistance. The interface can act as a barrier or facilitator for moisture ingress or chemical degradation. It means the most important reinforcement role is to survive at any environment. And it is not exposed directly to the environment because matrix is protecting them. So if there is interface, that means that it is another safety barrier for reinforcement can be protected better. In the case of if there is no interface, then there is more possibility for the reinforcement fiber to be contacting with the environment or exposed to environment after some micro damage. Then damage point can be accelerated after that easily. So the moisture chemical resistance can be protected by interface. And energy absorption. So that is suspension, so that means it can store energy under loading, external loading. So it is another energy storage space. So importance of interface and interface in composite. This load transfer and the stress distribution durability. These kind of things, so the interface and the interface. Interface, load transfer. Interface, so stress distribution. And durability is together. They both of those can enhance all of the required performance for composite. So this is the RVE, so a little bit larger RVE. In the case, this is a kind of a model, conceptual model piece. Here is this omega-3. This is matrix, as you see. And this omega-1 is the fiber reinforcement. There's this yellow region, omega 2, is isotropic homogeneity. This is interface. So this model contains the interface fiber and matrix. And sometimes the physical irregularity, such as debonding area, something like that. In that case, this will be perfect mechanical model. But if you choose any kind of composite material mechanical paper, it's very difficult to see the design. Interface level is mostly neglected. Why? It is needed, but why it cannot be treated in academic paper? Why? It's very difficult to find mechanical properties of interface, first. Second, the thickness of interface is very small, so it's very difficult to measure to theoretical investigation. Right? And this one, if you think, okay, this is about 1 micron or less than 1 micron interface is there, I can see. But it is not very neatly tubular type shape. It is very messy. Sometimes it's very messy. So it's very confusing. If I add this one, because I should make it very neat cylindrical shape, or it should be considered together with irregularity. So it's just 1 micron or half micron, something like this. So in the case, it's very complicated, so just neglect after that. Then the investigator just wanted to control the final output by using friction coefficients overall. But it is not exact. It can predict just one case, but it cannot be used for generic model in the case. So the complete model should include interface. So if you see here, this isotropic fiber, right? This isotropic matrix, this isotropic interface. Even this case, this is too ideal. Why? This fiber is advanced one is 5 to 10 micron in diameter. If it is a viscose or chopped fiber case, it's just 0.5 to 2 micron in diameter. It's very, very small. But you saw it's a manufacturing process of fiber in previous lecture. It's pulled from the raw material, right? That means in the process period, it have tension, right? That means this material is polymer inside, for example. In that case, it's kind of a spaghetti noodle. Okay, you can see. It's if you pull out, then that spaghetti noodle should be aligned. Right? That means a cross section properties should be different from longitudinal. It is not isotropic. It is anisotropic. Or at most you can think it is orthotropic. But in the case that model is very, very complicated in calculation, so isotropic. It is not real. Even this one, this resin is, there's mold. And there's the inlet hole. So melting resin should be follow into it. It is streamlines. That streamlines, it has different cooling rate. That means different cooling rate means it is not homogeneous. It's non-homogeneous. and it has a flow direction. That means it is also anisotropic. So this one also not right. This is not right. So whole of those in very precise viewpoint, this is stretching.
I have a question. How can we differentiate between interface and interface during modeling? So what sort of parameters are different?
Yes, usually theoretically this thickness thickness of face is one parameter, and the parameter,
For properties,
parameter, parameter, it must be tuned because it is not constant along the line.
for example, in interface, you have said that stress gradient is there. So how can we model the interface? That only contains the bond, I think. No? Chemically, they are same or different?
Different. Yeah. Yes, but in mechanical viewpoint, so we have to think as continuous media. That means this bulk modulus should be input. So this region, it's the residual stress, must be put, and by changing that residual to tune the behavior of whole RVE. So it must be compared from experiment and model as must tuned. So overall, that residual stress can cover all of this.
The pre-stress zone we have to
Yeah. That is a magic parameter. And this is a little bit real one. So you see that this is interface line. It's not straight, not smooth. Not smooth. This is real. There's a roughness along the line. So from this one, this is not so. This is a straight line, but along that you have seen the many roughness. But if this diameter is 100 micron, that doesn't matter. But diameter is just some case 0.5 micron or 2 micron. That roughness is 1 micron. Then you will neglect that bump area, or you can make it smooth. It's different. Right? So as mechanical engineer, you must think to design the composite system. This kind of reality, how it can be infiltrated in your mechanical model. It can be controlled by some the magic parameter like residual stress, one thing. Another one is overall the friction coefficient. Because friction coefficient is roughness is different, that means contact area different. But contact the Coulomb friction law, so the contact area doesn't matter if the normal load is the same. But in reality, it is not true. It is not true. It's different. Contact area vary, the friction force vary. It is from the mechanical locking, interlocking. There's this bumping area and this bumping area can interlock. Overall, it cannot be seen, but micro mechanically, it is locked mechanically. There is a bump, not smooth. So overall mechanical friction force based on Coulomb law, but that Coulomb friction coefficient is not real smooth surface friction coefficient. It is overall friction coefficient. So friction coefficient and the residual stress can be magic parameters you can use to tune your model. Okay? So interface formation. So the more you investigate real morphology of interface, the better you can refine your model. Right? And the interface bonding mechanism is mechanical interlocking, chemical bonding, van der Waals force. We will not include those. But these days, it's very difficult to consider like mechanical engineer. So many of computer programmers, they think, okay, we will just from the first principle. Okay? So from the molecule. So molecule, just add molecule as it is. That is, it is what these days, so computational model is doing. It is, so we say is MD, so molecular dynamics. So we don't mind about the macroscopic friction force or something like that. Don't know. Just everything came from the force, the intermolecular force only. That's only, or because it is the space between them. Right? So they just add molecule exercise and the interaction force, remote force only, and the gravity force, something if needed. So they just add 2, 3, 4, up to 100 molecules. So computer must be supercomputer. It's needed. But at most, my colleague, he can model up to 200 molecules. It's a so complicated calculation needed. But I think 200 molecules is not sufficient to predict bulk property prediction. It's just a nanoscale, sub-micron scale at most. So although there are many computational modeling techniques these days, it is not sufficient to overcome no experiment development, no experiment test, no mechanical modeling computation. It cannot be avoided, even these days. There's no simple road to that. So we must learn traditional ones. The interface treatment, coupling agent, nanomaterials. So the interface is very, very important issue, right? Interface. So it's much more important than matrix or fiber choice. It's more important. So composite material can be told. So that performance begin from interface and at the interface. So that interface can be controlled by manufacturing process. So I think among composite material industry market, manufacturing process development is the best. Is the best. So challenge the failure, the debonding, residual stress, environmental degradation, these kind of things should be studied, but debonding, residual stress related to interface. And the environmental degradation, so also interface play important role. So enhancing interface and interface property, this is bestly needed. Okay. Directly related to manufacturing process. And the factor affecting interface formation, surface treatment, chemical, this is just a raw material before cooking. To make better food, better cooking. So you need a sauce before boiling, before any kind of fire. Anyway, so time is on. experimental technique, you need a microscopy, we can testing some analysis spectros. These kind of things must be familiar with you if you are serious with composite material. So microscopic study must be done. Not as a chemical engineer, not as a mechanical engineer or industrial engineer. So through that you can make this kind of a model. So if you are familiar with microscopic study through specimen after manufacturing, in that case you got to know the 90% of studies, papers in the journal is usually. I think just the review paper is meaningful. Because most of model just tuned to one system only. So he just the report his calculation steps to fit one system only. So not more than it. So so this kind of things you need to understand for studying the composite material, and the modeling approach to the interface, MD, so MM, so finite FEA, those kind of so common tool used for composite material. Interface. So many use and the emerging trend. So the composite materials are becoming more complex and complex these days because fabrication trial is very easy because you choose this reinforcement, this matrix together. I think I can make good property. Then just processing. But the processing we will see later. Processing method there are vastly many. So if you choose this process, that process with the same composite system, so different output. But even with one process, okay, I am very good in the RTM or VARTM. In the case of the process schedule, cheat the schedule, make a totally different output. Different the inherent damages can be found. So it's an open question to everybody still. It's just the starting point. But all of your imagination can be used to try the new composite materials. Okay. So this is kind of the damage. This is this is also kind of damage, manufacturing damage. There are so many different kinds of. In more detailed, this is so this kind of fiber is not used as a single. It's bundled or woven. So this is a bundle of fibers. In one fiber bundle, there is a 1K, 2K, 3K, 10K, those kind. 1K means in the bundle there is 1,000 fibers. 10K means 10,000 fibers in one bundle. Okay. So that kind of symbol is used to describe what kind of reinforcement to use, something like that. And in that bundle, okay, this is a real the SRCT. So this SRCT means this kind of tool. So there is this is fiber, the intervented fiber. There's broken fiber broken. This is just after manufacturing, and there's two is a debonded fiber bundle, and three this one a broken fiber broken. And for so here is a breached flow, and the 5 means air void, and the 6 is inside there is void. So there are so different kinds of the inherent damage. It is not always possible. So the only you can do is how much it can be reduced and how much it can be controlled as you design. So, so now I think you can understand what is what is debonding, what is broken fiber, what is air void, what is important in composite material. Those kind of terminology. So it's enough for you to read articles related to new manufacturing technique or something like that. If you have any special composite material system in mind, then you can investigate through Google. So what kind of innovative manufacturing process proposed these days? It's very interesting, and you cannot show your interest for all over composite material. You just choose one of those and then focus on from the choice of that material, choice of material, and manufacturing technique. Then you will be expert, and it can be very good start point of your new business. Everybody is just starting. This is common defect in composite materials. You understand broken fiber, delamination. This is a different lamina. It's a delamination, it's a debonding, okay, and the matrix crack. This matrix crack and the wrinkle. So this fiber is not straightened, so wrinkled. This wrinkle and the resin which is there's too much resin here. That means this local area very weak area, and the foreign object unintentionally, and the void is there, air pocket, and the blister, porosity. So this kind understanding of this kind of defects, then you are starting line to understand the manufacturing process completely. Okay, this is the last slide. Okay. Any question? I spent 20 minutes more. Sorry about that.
Sir, what are the factors behind the delamination and the
Delamination means the unbonded area between lamina. So incomplete the adhesive so understand it is not well spread. So there is some unwet zone, and or in the manufacturing process, the temperature, the curing temperature is so low, so it's not fully melted. The adhesive must bond agent must melt completely, but it is too low in the case. So you can understand why there is bonding is not possible. Right? Yeah. So low temperature manufacturing, or the adhesive or the painting incomplete. So those two is most common. Okay, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.